vacate the belt and make Tom Aspinall the undisputed. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He was meant to fight Stipe Miocic November 11th, 2023. He got injured. Fair enough. Fair play. He then has to wait a whole year, over a year, to defend his belt because it has to be at MSG. They can't have him defend the belt anywhere else. There's some weird thing where John Jones must defend at MSG. There are so many fights you could get. But no. We're not allowed. We're not allowed to have a defending champion at all. We have to have John Jones, who's sitting out, just waiting. Like, what is he even waiting for? Is he going to fight Tom Aspinall or not? Because he keeps is this some mental warfare where he's trying to get Tom Aspinall sick of like the idea of wanting to fight him? Is that what he's doing? Because I feel like it's going to backfire on him. It's just going to be he's going to be so washed by the time they fight. Is that what he wants? So he can be like, oh, I was way past my prime. I'm 38 years old, or however old he'll be at the time. Like, is that what he's planning on doing? Because that is even sadder of a reason not to fight Tom Aspinall. But it's just a joke. Every single day we have, like, Tom Aspinall, and I feel bad for him, but he has to keep doing this. He has to keep making announcements for stuff he's going to do, and he needs to like clickbait a little bit. Yeah, he'll put it in the comments. I don't announce my fights. The UFC does. He'll keep doing all these things because he has to do that. He needs to make money. The guy's not getting to fight because John Jones is going around Thailand filming reality shows and all this weird stuff. Like, bro, you're the heavyweight champion. At least just vacate your belt if you're not going to fucking defend it anymore. Like, he keeps saying, oh, I'm happy if I'm happy not to ever fight again. Like, okay, then drop the belt. Like, this guy talked about wanting to fight Derek Lewis and Jamal Hill, but there's no interest at all in fighting Tom Aspinall. We've had John Jones speak about all these matches like he was licking at the lips to fight Alex Pereira. Pereira loses to Ankalaev. Now, is he just going to retire? He doesn't get the Pereira fight? Like, is that what he's going to do? Because, honestly, what is he waiting for? I know this is a very repetitive video. There's hundreds of people have probably made the same video saying, strip John Jones. And I agree. I agree with it. Everybody, we want to see the fight. Just stop stagnating the division. Volkov is on a great run. Got robbed against Cyril Gane. Clearly got robbed. He is somebody who could potentially fight for the belt. He's a bit of an older guy, but he can't just wait around. He can't wait around his whole life for his next shot. Tom Aspinall is clearly the next guy. I get that he's the interim champion. But it's just a joke. Like, John Jones, yeah, one of the greatest light heavyweights of all time, but in my opinion, one of the worst heavyweight champions of all time. Beat Cyril Gane, which, at the time was a very good win. But I feel like maybe we've realized, maybe Cyril Gane's not all that. Obviously, he did get wrestle-fucked by Nagano before that fight. And then he robbed Volkov, clearly. He clearly robbed Volkov. Volkov clearly beat him. So that's not like the best win, but it's the youngest guy John Jones has actually beaten in his career as like a champion. Off the top of my head, I really do think it is. He was younger than Reyes. I want to say younger than Reyes. Which is crazy to think about. Like, John Jones has beat a lot of older guys. Like, this is why he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall, because Aspinall will be the youngest guy he ever fights. And the thing is, he says, oh, why would I waste my career? Or why would I do this, fight a young up-and-comer? The age gap between Tom Aspinall and John Jones is the same as fucking DC and John. I think DC might actually have a longer age gap, actually. I think DC was actually older than John. I think the age gap is actually bigger. It's just crazy. Every excuse John Jones is making is every single asterisk people would give John Jones for his fights. People would say, oh, well, he's beating this older guy. So they wouldn't give him the respect. But now he has the chance to beat a young up-and-comer, a defending interim champion. And he's saying, no, I'm like wanting to end my career. Why would I risk this fight and all this shit? It's like, bro, imagine if Shogun never risked his championship against you when Rashad Evans pulled out. Imagine if he said, well, nah, you're young, you're a young up-and-comer, I don't gain anything from this, why would I fight you? Imagine if he did that. John Jones wouldn't be the youngest UFC welterweight, not welterweight, I don't know why I said welterweight, UFC light heavyweight champion / UFC champion of all time. He wouldn't have them accolades. He wouldn't have went on to have like the crazy title defenses. Yeah, he would have defended the belt and everything like that, but it would have been a longer path to getting to the championship. But John Jones doesn't see it from that perspective. He just sees it from his perspective, which is, whoa, I'm leaving my prime. You know, I have all these accolades and everything. Why would I risk them? Yeah, fair enough. You don't want to risk them? Vacate the fucking belt. And I mean, the worst part about this is if he does vacate, it is going to be Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall. It just is going to be that. Which, you know, we've all wanted to see that fight, but like, Cyril Gane clearly robbed Volkov. He clearly gets a lot of favourable title shots. You know, the Ngannou fight, yeah, made sense, but then he got John Jones after beating Tai Tuivasa. Like I get it, but at the same time, stupid fight. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like John Jones is just gonna sit on this belt, walk around as heavyweight champion, do all the seminars in the world. He says, "Oh, well, me and the UFC are talking. Me and the UFC are talking." Like, yeah. We heard this same shit with you and Francis Ngannou, and then, you know, it was fucking radio silence. Then Ngannou, he gets cut by the UFC, or sits out his contract, whatever way you want to put it, and then John Jones, all right, I'm ready, you know, okay, I'm coming back, as, you know, GSP would say when he retired. Literally like that. As soon as Ngannou left, oh, okay, hey, I got a badass fight for you guys. I got John Jones versus Cyril Gane for the UFC welterweight championship. Like, come on. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's just annoying. Like, I feel like this is such a drawn out thing. Like, every single person is just, John Jones needs to vacate. Yeah, he does. Like, he needs to vacate. Or, like, are we really going to wait till MSG November again until he has to defend his belt? What is the obsession with having John Jones fight at MSG? Like, he was meant to fight MSG for 304. He got injured. Not 304, sorry, for 295. Then he sits out for over a year, and then he fights at UFC 309 MSG. Like, is his contract that he can only fight at MSG? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, what are they trying to achieve with this? By just having him, I know he's a big star and everything like that, but there's plenty of fighters. You could do JDM versus Islam Makhachev at MSG. That sells. That's a super fight. You can then have Ilia Topuria defend his belt on the same card against, if he does win, of course. You know, you can have the winner of Topuria versus Oliveira defend against like Justin Gaethje or Arman Tsarukyan. Actually, Arman Tsarukyan's the rightful contender, or Paddy Pimblett even. You know, maybe you just throw him red panty night type title fight. You could do that, especially if it's Ilya versus Paddy Pimblett. That's a crazy fight. That's a big fight. They could do that. That would sell out MSG. Like, I don't get it. They don't have to have John Jones defend at MSG. It's always going to sell out. It's the fucking UFC. In MSG, anyone's going to want to be there. It's going to be a spectacle. Like, MSG always sells out no matter what you're putting on, let alone the UFC, which is like a very profitable business, which anybody wants to go to. They want to brag. They want to put up stories on their Instagram. John Jones doesn't need a fight on this card. Why couldn't they do this fight for September, October? Why do they have to have such a long wait? But I don't know. I'm just recycling other points people have probably made. It's probably all been said before. I get it, but like, just John Jones, he's being very hypocritical in his point in his career. Where Tom was, you know, he was champion, defending champion, everything like that. But imagine if DC won the belt first, and he was like, "Oh nah, you know, I'm a lot older than this kid. I'm not going to fight him." And then John Jones just had to sit out for years. You know, hypothetically, in an alternative universe, let's say that's what happened. Like, John Jones is going to be pissed. He's going to be crying about it, obviously. Like, he says that Tom Aspinall won't get his dick out of his mouth and all this stuff. Well, firstly, very sus. But secondly, like, he's the interim champion. He needs to you're the interim champion. You fight the undisputed champion. You shouldn't be defending your interim belt. Like Tom Aspinall is. You, as the interim champion, should be fighting the undisputed champion, especially after a defense. Like, it's very rare an interim champion defends his belt. Obviously, we've seen it before with Henan Fahea. No, not Henan Fahea. Sorry, I don't know why I said Henan Fahea. Barrow. Barrow? Oh my god. Uh, Henan Barrow. Am I pronouncing his name wrong? Yeah, the bantamweight, the former bantamweight champion, Henan Barrow. I don't know why that sounds very wrong. I feel like I'm not saying his name right, but obviously, he defended his interim belt like 2, 3 times, which is crazy. Crazy, right? But Tom Aspinall should just be moved to the undisputed champion at this point, and then if John Jones wants to fight again, then yeah, he can fight him. But you know, we can't just have all this sitting out. You know, you got to defend. You got to defend or vacate. Like that's it. You can't just have him sitting on his lead, sitting on the belt. Like what is he doing with it? This isn't helping anybody. It's wasting the whole heavyweight uh, division is just stagnant because there's no movement. Nobody wants to fight. They want to be next up for the winner of Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, if it even happens, which is very unlikely, it seems like. Can we just get the fight, please? Can we please at least get some clarification? Get the fight or just vacate? Anyway, I've gone around in circles here. But make sure you like this video, subscribe, go sign the petition for John Jones to be vacate his belt. If he doesn't defend it, you got to vacate it. I don't care how many accolades he had at light heavyweight. This is the heavyweight division. He's barely defending his belt. They've stripped people for less. Yuri was back quicker after he tore his fucking shoulder than John was, I believe. Like, I want to say that is true. Like, I don't think I'm. Let me look. Just to make sure, like, he vacated the belt 2022, and then it was it's about the same time it was for John Jones. Yeah, he vacated June 12th. No, he vacated December 2022, and then yeah, he fought 11 months later. Literally Yuri fought and for the belt. Came back quicker after vacating than John Jones did while holding the belt. Like, that is crazy. Now, I know Yuri apparently chose to vacate. I don't know if I believe that. We've heard that a lot with the UFC, but like Islam definitely didn't choose to vacate his lightweight title. So, there's a lot of this where the UFC would say that, but like I don't truly believe it. Like, it's